So today I'm making my own version of Banana and Blueberry by Geekoy Art. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly, but what the hey. So when I first saw it, I didn't realize that Banana is a banana. I thought that he was either a cucumber or a zucchini. So I went and looked up some pictures of rotten bananas so that I could get some inspiration for the colors. And I found this picture of a banana that has a bit of a lemony hue with black spots that have sort of a purple glow to them. I had a lot of difficulties figuring out what to do with the little guy's face, so I ended up having to sketch it several times. I thought that banana sounds a bit like bad nanny, so in a way I imagined this banana as some sort of a evil grandma type figure rather than a crook. I'm still drawing the mask, but uh, I'm omitting the band-aids because I don't think they would have fit. Still ended up adding a pipe. I decided to start with establishing light sources so that I could get the shadows right and the highlights. I started by defining the main shadow first. I think I should have used the lasso tool in this point, but I just drew it freehand, which resulted in some soft edges. This brush I'm using is a custom brush. I like creating textures early on. Some people just paint with a plain brush and then add textures in the last stage, but I don't want to do that. I tried to make the mouth a little crooked so that it would be more interesting. I used a dark background because I imagined them on a dark alley. Then I had to use white for sketching. I had this idea that the skin is sort of like a hoodie or a mask. So there's a cutout hole for the face. And the face is made out of the soft part of the banana. Sometimes I'm hiding the sketch to see how much it would work without it, but it took me quite a long time before I was able to keep it hidden permanently. I only added base colors after I already had the shadow and highlights defined, so not sure if that's the best way to do it, but I don't know. Then I added some black and brown areas on the peels. Also, when I drew the shadows and highlights, at first they were just regular layers, so at one point I go dig with the settings and see what comes up. Trial and error. Here we go. I added this blue light that comes from behind. I used the lasso tool to make the highlights, even though I haven't been using it much recently because I sort of felt like artificially drawing or defining your edges is sort of cheating. But in a way, that's a stupid thing to think about. Like, you don't win a prize by making things more difficult for yourself. Maybe I should have cleaned up the sketch before I started adding the colors, but I didn't. The blue highlight is too bright here. I eventually made it less visible. Here I'm establishing some dark patterns on the peels. I'm adding brown first so that it'll be brown on the edges and black in the middle. Should have added some small spots, but I forgot. I went and searched for a picture of an overripe banana that has been peeled so that I can figure out what color I need to make the face. Apparently it turns a bit orangish in the soft spots. I added this curly line around the edges. I really enjoyed drawing that. I ended up leaving the stem pretty rough, but I don't think it looks bad or anything. I had to add a different background color to the face. Rotten bananas are still pretty light on the inside. I didn't use very many layers for this. Some people draw every new thing on a new layer and then merge. But I pretty much put all the details on one layer. I don't think I did anything that I would end up regretting. I'm making lines too dark here, but I'm gonna fix it later. Now it's starting to look okay without the lines. Kinda looks like she's wearing a monocle. I wasn't sure what to do about the eyes, but I eventually made them glow yellow. The highlighted edge of the mask was originally the wrong color, but it took me a really long time to go back and fix it. I was like, close enough. Also, I had this huge color difference on the side of the mask because I had put a highlight and a shadow there. Didn't think it all the way through. Okay, now I'm starting to add the texture to the revealed face, and I think this is where the magic starts to happen. It sort of looks like corn on the cob. This is the point where I think that I'm starting to like where this is going. I don't know why I made the blue lights so bright. At this point I'm starting to refine the edges. It sort of looks like watercolor. I'm adding some bounced light on the bottom. Also some of the light is bouncing off the blueberry. Maybe I should have added some yellow bounced light on the blueberry now that I think about it. I didn't. Maybe I should go back and add it. This berry is wicked. Actually, I think that the spiky part is actually usually in the bottom of the berry and not at the top, so maybe he's like possessed and his face is upside down. Sort of looks like a little crown. Having so many layers, sometimes it's hard to remember which thing is on which, so occasionally I have to hide layers and see what disappears. I didn't want to introduce too many colors because I think the combination of blue and yellow and a little bit of orange is enough for this. I didn't want to overcomplicate it with green. This is an old banana. I figured that the mask was looking too thick, so I had to make it a bit thinner. Like it can't be the same thickness as the so-called hoodie. Now there's some sort of a truck outside. I don't know if you can hear that. They might be picking up the trash. Actually, the black spots should be more reflective than the yellow ones, but it's pretty random here where the blue lights are. I like blackening the edges of the peels. I think from this point on it's mainly just tweaking. Oh yeah, and I haven't added the smoke from the pipe yet. The truck is really loud. I like the way the blue light is reflecting off of the tuft. I think the barrier looks a bit stretched. Like one of the cheeks was bigger than the other one. I added some hard dappled highlights. Looks like I've been talking for 40 minutes already, even though I thought that the length of this video was only 14 minutes. Like, I don't know what's gonna... You know, this says I'm 12 minutes in, but my recording says that it's been going on for 41 minutes. Oof. What? I'm making the highlights darker because they were too bright. At least I thought they were. The eye holes look a bit off, and it's bugging me now. I wasn't sure if the eyes are glowing or if they're just reflecting light. These eyes are glowing because this berry is haunted. I really like that shadow by the nose. Maybe I should have done more research about how light reflects off of bananas. But close enough. I must still have to go back and do a little tweaking. Like, I think the corner of the eye goes too close to the nose. I don't usually draw smoke. How the heck have I been talking for 48 minutes when the video is only, what, 14, 16 minutes? Maybe I'm a time lord. So now I'm making most of the blue highlight disappear because it was way too bright. My husband hates it when I do this thing with my boys. So most of this is done with pencils. I didn't use the smudge tool or blending brushes at all. Also, I didn't flip this back and forth even though you're supposed to do that, so things might be a bit distorted. I don't know. I only flipped it once. It's kind of funny how it looks like there's a bit of pink in the blue highlight. I don't know where that's coming from. Some combo effect. Okay, maybe I still need to do a bit of last minute tweaking and then I'll come back. I don't usually do this, but now I'm using a 4 pixel brush. I'm trying to get the curvature right so that it doesn't look flat, or that the two creatures are merged together. I'm also adding some bounced light of the banana. I like the way blueberries reflect light in nature. I think they're special. This is creepy from up close. Sort of looks like the troll face. I'm gonna eat your soul. There's some little pore structure on the peel. I'm fixing all the areas that bothered me when I was rewatching this. Sometimes it's good to look at what you're doing, because when you're not actually doing anything except watching, you notice all the areas that you should have fixed but didn't. So you can always go back and edit them. But yeah, this is drawing, not painting. Very precise work. Make a move.